Hey everybody, it's Wendy. This is Wendy's Parade of Perfume. Here I talk about perfume, what perfumes I'm wearing, perfumes on my shelf. For once I have a pretty new perfume that I'm going to be talking about, and that is none other than this year's edition of Shalimar from Guerlain, the Iris version, Shalimar Millesime Iris from Guerlain. Other people on YouTube have already reviewed this and done the unboxing, so I'm not really going to spend too much time on that. It's in a navy blue box, and it has a black tie on it, which I believe last year's was black too. I was a little disappointed that there wasn't some unique identifier to this bottle. It's the same Shalimar gold leaf and the same, again, black strap that we had last year. But be that as it may, I didn't have to work very hard to get this bottle this year. Previously, on previous years, I had to be very diligent in my chase of that year's Shalimar, including even the filter way before. That one, though, I had the luxury of actually getting a decant first because it didn't sell out so fast. I don't know if they stocked better or the distribution is just a little bit better this year, but I was able to get it. And now that I have it, the chase is over. It's not even October yet. And I feel like something is missing from my fall, but I'm glad to have it. So, you know, you can't have it both ways, Wendy. Anyway, this year's Shalimar is supposed to be an overdose of Iris. Iris, especially in some years and some formulation, I feel like the old classic eau de parfum already has a really big dose of Iris in it, but as we've discussed before, Shalimar itself has so much going on, and these tend to be a little bit more stripped down, a little bit more concentrating on one aspect versus the universe of original Shalimar. Note list is really, really short. I usually don't do this, and you guys can go on Fragrantica and read this, but it's only bergamot, orris root, caramel, vanilla, vanillin, musk, and ethyl maltol. Noticeably lacking are any florals, which is a little bit, that's a little bit of a hole in this composition for me. I'm used to Shalimar at least having something floral in it, usually like a rose or a jasmine or something like that, but this is lacking any sort of floral nuance. The overriding sense of this is musky and powdery and vanilla powder musk. So that's the main character. But anyway, backing up, let me just describe what it smells like from top to bottom. So the bergamot is real light. It is like a shimmer of bergamot, very in the background, very fleeting. That citrus hit that you usually get with a Shalimar is lacking. The top smells like bergamot with like a very pleasant, like waxy, lipsticky iris. You guys know what I'm talking about. That one is a little like, it almost smells like smooth and waxy and buttery makeup-y iris in with the bergamot. When I first got this perfume, I felt like it just settled right into a powder, but the more I smell it, it's more of like that rooty iris is coming in, and it can smell a little bit earthy. Some people are like, oh my God, this smells like leather. This smells really dark. I wrote a review on Fragrantica on the front page that said it smelled like cumin and BO. And I was like, maybe that lady was just having an off day with the moon or something. There is nothing dirty about this one. But be that as it may, the orris root in the heart of the perfume is a little earthy, and iris can also smell a little bit leathery. It can have a leather aspect. So when I say it's earthy and I say it's leathery, I mean a hint, like a hint of earth, a hint of leather in that powdery orris rooty, heart. Now the base already, as soon as you put it on within a half an hour, will be like throwing through the entire composition. It is a vanilla. I was worried about the caramel, but the caramel comes off more as like an aromatic toffee, like the top of a creme brulee. Like, you know, you can smell your dessert coming and it smells like toffee in the air. It's not that strong. I think that's the ethyl maltol though. The musk is powdery, the vanilla is powdery. And that to be said too, I've been comparing this with all things just Shalimar cologne, like the old Shalimar Eau de Cologne from like the 20s. And that settles down into like a solid vanilla. And I don't feel like for once that the vanilla is the predominant aspect of the base. I feel like the musk and the vanillin and the ethyl maltol / caramel musk is the predominant base that you end up with Shalimar Iris. So real quick, ethyl maltol, it's a really sweet, it's a sweet perfume ingredient. Some famous perfumes that have ethyl maltol in them are Angel from Terry Mugler, Black Opium from YSL. I wrote a little list here. La Nuit Tresor from Lancôme, which I actually really like that one, and La Vieille Belle. So traditionally that's used in like super sweet, cotton candy, caramel, gourmand type of fragrances. So that, and it's a really strong aroma chemical, in my opinion. It's kind of like those woody aroma chemicals. If you put a big dose of ethyl maltol in something, it is really going to be the standout thing that you can smell. So do I like this? I like it. I'm glad to have it. The iris is really beautiful and it does last a bit. And part of me was like, this is going to be like just iris, but it's certainly not. It does stand out on the top note. It does stand out in the heart note where it gets a little bit earthy, possibly even a little bit leathery. But the end result is a very basic sweetened vanilla powder musk. That said, you can wear this anywhere. It's an appropriate Shalimar. No one's going to say that you're, you know, dated and old and whatever else people think about that. It's really modern. There's nothing challenging about it. It's sweet and easy. I hope they do something a little bit more interesting with Shalimar next time. I'm already waiting for next year. I've had this bottle for like 10 days and I have been wearing it a bit so I could really get to know it. And like I said, I do like this, but the lack of any sort of floral is like throwing me off. And I just find this version to be just not quite as interesting as Shalimar can be. I really like Vanilla Planifolia. I love the Tonka Bean one. I like the filter one. I like Shalimar. I like a lot of Shalimars. I like Shalimar Parfum Initial. Even that one, while that's a super sweet one, that also has a caramel note, that still has a little bit more going on than this does. So I think that's just my review of this perfume. It seems to be a lot more widely available. The cost is creeping up per usual. I think the first ones that came out, they were only like $110. Now they're $135 US on the Guerlain website. And people are already scalping it. I've seen it on eBay for $300 already. Like, can we get rid of that out of the perfume community? That really bothers me that people do that, but anyway, do you want this one? Are you hunting for this Shalimar? Are you going to skip? Are you going to pass? Are you going to test it out? If you have it, please tell me what you think. Am I missing something even? I really don't think I'm missing that cumin darkness thing because I just don't think that that's a thing in this perfume. Though body chemistry can vary and our noses can pick up things, you know, that can vary, but I don't think that's true. But let me know what you think about this scent and if you're going to be tracking it down this year, Shalimar 2023 Millesime Iris. And I am in my head working on my fall list, so that's going to come up next. It's a Saturday. I do have tomorrow off. I don't know if I'm going to get to it tomorrow, but that'll be the next time you hear from me at Wendy's Parade. Have a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody's good. See you next time. Bye.